Been on the internet recently, you have definitely seen some ads that look like this.
No ads, no ads, no ads. KingShot brings you
Now, as much as that looks like a very fun game, I'd rather die than play that, so instead I found the original source. And what that means was, this game is obviously some like dark triad scam, right? They're obviously like, I don't know, stealing your information and selling it, because they have so many ads, and it's free, no ads. So it's not a real game. Or at least the ads aren't the real game. Instead, the ads are taken from this game called ThroneFall.
This is you riding into battle. During the day you build up your economy and defenses on predefined build slots. At night you try to protect your realm at all costs. ThroneFall is a minimalist.
And just to prove I'm not fucking like grasping at straws, this is them side to side. Do you notice a difference? You probably don't, because it's basically the same exact fucking thing, just copy and pasted. They've got like exactly the same shit going on. I'm talking like same buy model, same upgrade model, same like king model. He's got the bow and arrow and everything. Now obviously, as you might know, generally the mobile ads aren't the actual game, but even still this mobile ad is a direct like one-for-one copy of ThroneFall. So I mean I just don't even know how it's still up. Like, sue him, bro. Anyway, I got this game on a discount during the spring Steam sale or whatever, so I got this game for like $2.99, which I think is a great price. The actual like base store price is $13, which I think is a little expensive, because if you just play through this game normally, if you're just only doing the base campaign, which is what I feel like a lot of people would do, $13 for like, it's at most 10 hours of gameplay. You can 100% beat through the whole base campaign, get all the trophies and everything in 10 hours. If you're just playing through every like region once, I'm talking like sub 4. But it is like made by well-known developers, right? It's made by Mythright Games. They made Going Medieval, Diplomacy is Not an Option, and Kingdom Two Crowns. And just to preface, I did play through this game in one sitting. I know, it's a little embarrassing to think back on it, but yes, I spent 15 hours one day and played through basically everything the game has to offer. I tried all the challenge. I did a lot, and I am going to be basing this game off the $13 purchase price, not mine. Because, I mean, if you're going to spend like $13 on a game, that's like a full meal, right? Like, you could go to McDonald's, get 2 plain double cheeseburgers, a large chocolate shake, and like some fries for that much money. You know, like that's a decent amount of money. So I'm going to be ranking it off like the playtime, like what you can do in it, if it's actually worth $13, or if you should just wait for it to go on sale and then buy it then. Just to preface, I will be spoiling the game a little bit. There's only like 8 different bosses or regions, so I will be talking about the bosses and like if I think they're good, so there will be spoilers. It's a short game, so if I spoil even one thing, that's like 10% of the whole gameplay, so just watch out for that. The first thing I want to talk about is QOL, or quality of life. First thing I want to do is preface that I'm pretty sure that 99% of the population could figure out how to play this game, no tutorial needed. Like, they did turn it into a mobile game. You know, you don't see Rust being turned into a... Oh, wait. Never mind. I take that back. Anyway, all jokes aside, the tutorial actually does help a lot, because it does give you, like, some hotkeys that you would want to know, right? Like, if you want to move all your units, you press 1, archers 3, melee 2. Like, it just tells you the hotkeys that do actually help make the game just easier to play instead of having to run around and collect everyone manually. Another thing this game has going for it is obviously the look. I like the look. It's like a cartoony, kind of easy to look at game. And also the music is very, very appealing, especially to me. I like music. I was in band all 4 years. I mean, I technically still am in that 4 years. But I just like music, and I think that the way it sounds is very pretty. And along all the regions, so there's like 8 regions. Every region has a different soundtrack, a different look. It's a completely different style and vibe per region. And I think that's nice. Instead of having to look at like the same green and yellow and listen to the same beat over and over, it's different music, different vibe, different color. It's very beautiful. The movement in this game is also super simple. I mean, it's pretty obviously easy. It's just WASD to move, space presses your alt, and your passive is just a passive, so it happens on its own. There was this one bug that I found that did kind of annoy me after I noticed it, and that's if an enemy troop that's like shooting a projectile shoots at one of your enemies that dies and then respawns, then that projectile goes all the way back to where your troop is respawning at, which means generally it's going like way past you and all the way back to like your base, right? And it doesn't look very good, and especially if there's a lot going on, it clutters the screen with just nonsensical information, right? Like, you don't need to know that that's going all the way back there because it's not going to do damage or anything. It's just a visual bug where the projectile doesn't know what to do, so it just keeps going all the way back to where he will spawn at. The next thing I want to talk about is the regions. There are 8 regions. Each and every single one of them has some super unpronounceable Norwegian/Viking sounding name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. As I said before, every region has like a different color, different music, stuff like that. But they also have completely different enemy archetypes. Of course, there is a little bit of overlap, but generally for every new region, there's going to be a new enemy and a new archetype, right? Like, it might be a new flying enemy, a new siege enemy, new ground enemy, right? Stuff like that. Like, there's teleporting enemies. It's going to be something new that you're going to have to figure out how to deal with. It isn't always that clear, though. Like, sometimes there's like a new enemy that you haven't seen, right? And like, you've got to think, you're like, is this guy ground, air? Like, what the fuck is that? You know, because it's just like a symbol on the map that's showing what the enemy is. And you're like, I've never fucking seen that before. I have no clue what enemy type it is. I don't know, like, what it, like, health. Like, I don't know what the fuck it does. Like, how am I supposed to know? And then, like, you go into the round, or into the night, technically, and you've got no fucking clue what it is. So it is kind of fun. It's like, you gotta guess, but, like, after you see all of them, the surprise is gone. But, like, the very first time, you're like, dude, what the fuck is that? It just looks like a circle with, like, dicks on it. Like, how am I supposed to know what type it is? So then you have to guess, and if it's not right, then you're probably gonna fucking lose. There were a few times where I'm like, I'm almost positive that's a ground enemy. All of a sudden, I've got 1,000 fucking, like, birds coming in at me, right? I'm like, fuck, I only have, like, 1 archer tower, dude. What am I supposed to do? I'm cooked. And as I said before, I liked how the regions look, right? Like, I think all the regions look cool. They all have, like, their own thing going on. I like how they all introduce new units and, like, introduce new upgrade paths for you. This kind of goes along with the regions, but final wave. Everything, or every single region has a final wave, right? But not every final wave has a boss. So some of the regions are just boring as hell, and the final wave is just like a bunch of enemies, right? But the last 5 regions have a final boss as the final wave. And how that works is it's just one, like, giant boss unit, right? They're slow as fuck. They've got a lot of health. It's a basic boss unit. They're not, like, none of them are, like, super complex, right? Like, one of them is, like, this giant fish that spawns in other, like, fucking mobs and stuff, and it's just tanky as hell, right? One's, like, a giant siege machine spawns in other siege machines. They're all pretty basic, but I like how they look. I like the music that they have, and I think that it's a cool feature. They're all tanky, right? So it's kind of like, it depends on how, like, you built, right? Like, all the waves leading up to it, you're like, God, there's a final boss, so I should probably, like, focus. And you generally know, like, where the final boss is going to spawn on, right? Like, it's generally pretty obvious. Like, the way the maps are built, it's a pretty obvious, like, pathway, right? Like, it's easy to tell if it's going to be a boss or if it's just going to be a bunch of enemies based on if it's, like, one path or if it's, like, a bunch of paths. So it's pretty easy to tell what you're going to be facing, and it's pretty easy to build around it. But other than that, it's fun, and it's really not too challenging, which I thought was a bit annoying. There were some of them that were, like, challenging, but, like, they don't do a lot of damage. They're slow. All they have is a bunch of fucking health, right? So unless you're playing with, like, modifiers, it's kind of hard to lose. Which segues into the next thing I want to talk about, which is modifiers. So how it works is when you start up a game, right, or when you select a new region, you're able to choose your weapon. You're able to choose 5 perks, which are, like, positive things that help you out. And you're able to choose modifiers. Holy fucking stutter. How the modifiers work is they obviously negatively impact you, right? Like, there's some of them where it's like enemies have more HP, enemies do more damage, they're faster, stuff like that. But you get more XP when you win, or if you win with the modifier on. This is the part of the game that I like, right? Because if you play the base game normally, no modifiers, just perks and weapons, it's easy as hell. It's actually, it's almost boring how easy it is, because it's a cookie cutter scheme, right? You get money, then you play for the end game, and then you win. It's super easy. But if you play with modifiers, which I did, I tried to beat one level with, like, all the modifiers I had active, and I kept losing. I lost like 12 times, and I eventually got it, right? And I was, like, so fucking happy, and I was like, yes. And I realized, I was like, damn, I just sunk 2 hours trying to beat this one fucking map with hella modifiers. It adds a whole other difficulty level, which I feel like the game needs, because if you're just playing the base game, it's almost difficult to lose. Like, you might get caught off guard on one level if there's like a troop you don't know, right? And it's like secretly flying and you thought it was land. But aside from getting caught off guard, I personally would have found it troubling to like get hard stuck somewhere and have to fully restart the day if I'm playing without modifiers, right? But the modifiers add a whole other base, right? Like, it can make air units so much stronger, and they're like, oh shit, like, instead of like doing melee troops, I'm gonna want to do range troops, right, to be able to take them out. Or instead of doing like hunters, which do more like damage to fucking like monsters, right, I might want archers, which do more damage to humans. Like, it actually makes you think about what you're doing, unlike the base game where it's like you can really just click whatever you want, right? If you just like spam upgrade everything and get a bunch of gold, it's impossible to lose. Modifiers make you have to think, and it makes it more challenging. It makes it more fun, in my opinion. That's basically it for the main game. I don't want to talk about all the bosses because, to be honest, none of them are really special. Even the final boss, which is kind of cool, it's not like anything crazy. I'll just keep that for you if you want to play it. If not, almost positive somebody else would have some shit on it. But the extras, alright, so there is one extra thing that I just played right before this because I realized I didn't play it. And it's kind of like their version of an endless mode. And it's not the kind of endless mode you would think. I thought it was going to be one of those endless modes where it's like, it's my same kingdom and it keeps building up. How this one works is you click on one, right? Or so it gives you like a weapon and 2 like perks, right? You click it, you play out like 3 days, right? Then you restart, you choose a new weapon, right? And you don't keep your old one. 2 more perks, which add on to your additional perks. And then you play a different map for 4 days. So on, so forth, so on, so forth, right? You keep adding on more perks, so you do keep getting stronger. You choose a new weapon every time, and the days keep growing. But it's not like the same kingdom. Like, you have to restart from day 1 every single time. I'm not a fan of this. I feel like they should add an actual endless mode. It would probably crash a lot of people's computers, but BTD 6 does it, and it works good. I just feel like the fact that you have to restart over from day 1, it gets kind of tedious, right? Because at some point, it's like day 1 through day 5 is the same shit over and over and over and over again. So it just gets boring. The next thing I want to talk about is trials. There's like 20-something trials, and how it works, or the best thing I can compare it to for you, is it's like in Clash of Clans when there's an event going on, and there's an attack that you can do, and you only have a certain amount of troops that they give you, right? So you know that you have to like attack the base with this many troops. Like, you can't try out different troops, like try different heroes, stuff like that. Like, you have to beat it with what they give you. So for instance, the trial I did was called Bow and Arrow, right? Like, it chose my weapon for me, my perks, all that stuff. And when I spawned in, I had 3 gold, right? And the only thing I could build was this one archer tower that cost 3 gold, right? And then like the next night, I had 5 gold, and the only thing I could do was upgrade this one archer tower. Like, it was obvious what I had to do. It takes away the freedom, but it also made it difficult, right? Because like I had to retry a few waves because it's like I didn't know like how I was supposed to defend it because I only have so much stuff. I can't go back like from day 1 and try to get more gold and try to like change it up. Like, I only have this, so I have to figure out how to do it with this. These trials are definitely along with the modifiers of what actually make this game difficult and make you like think about what you have to do. Obviously, I can't speak for all the trials because I only did one. But in the one trial I did, the bow and arrow one, like me as the king, I actually had to like focus on like what I was doing and like how I was baiting enemies, which enemies I was attacking first, stuff like that. Like, it really made you think. Anyway, that's it for like the main game. Now I guess I just gotta talk about, is it worth it, right? This is an objectively good game. The reviews on Steam say so, I say so, and my word is law if you haven't noticed. A lot of other people say so. Like, this is a fun game. Is it worth $13? Hell no. There is a lot in this game, but there isn't $13 worth. Like, if you're only playing through the campaign, like 4 hours max, right? If you're playing through the campaign, endless, modifiers, stuff like that, you can probably get like 25, 30 hours. But even still, 30 hours for $13, I don't think it's worth it. I would recommend waiting for this game to just go on sale. Like, it did just go on a deep sale. It was like $2.99 on the spring sale. So just wait for it to go on sale. This game is definitely a solid like 6.5, 7, 6, 7. It was pretty fun. Just wait for it to go on sale. It's a good game, but there's not enough to it for it to be worth $13.
Your hand finds mine. Time drips slow, like honey and wine. Every breath between us hums so low. The world fades out, we just glow. Velvet air, skin to skin. Let the silence pull